Welcome to Freelance Sucks. Here we discuss the dark side of freelancing about which nobody usually talks out loud. In this show, we speak with experienced freelancers, and I'm sure listening to their stories helps you prepare for freelancers' challenges. My name is Yuri, I'm a community builder at CodeControl and 9am.works, and my guest is Norman Schütt, a freelance senior developer with over 6 years of freelancing experience, who is sure that codebase should be an asset, not a loan, and shares regular actionable tips and exclusive insights on how to make development more efficient and sustainable. So, welcome, Norman.
Hi.
I always love starting this conversation with the easiest question. So, for you, as a freelancer, what is the most challenging part of being a freelancer?
Huh. Um, I think there are multiple most challenging things, but I just go with financial planning, I guess. Yeah. Because it's really hard sometimes to have all um the tax stuff and you know what you have to do about it. You have to know at any point in time how much tax you have to pay in the future and how to plan your financial situation when you have time to go on vacation or to when you have enough money to yeah pay someone for a good mentoring or something like that. Yeah, because it's really nice to have, but sometimes you just don't know if it's yeah, you see the money on your on your account and you don't know, is this mine or am I crashing my entire freelance business at the end of the year if I'm paying someone now? That's
You
that's
never
that's kind
know.
of difficult.
You never know. It's always a mystery. And I'm curious, what helps you to deal with this financial planning part?
Yeah, at the beginning I really didn't know much about it, but over time I started to get some systems in place where I know, okay, this is more or less how this works and what will happen next year in 2 years. And you really have to think about that stuff.
So, what system do you have in place at the moment?
My my very professional and highly sophisticated system is called an Excel table.
What's inside?
Yeah, all the numbers I have, all the payments I need to receive in the future, and also what's kind of happened in the last years. So I'm kind of creating a forecast and how things will develop over time. And yeah, then my job is to match that with reality.
How can you connect forecast with uncertainty of freelancing? Because one day you have client, another day you don't have a client. So how do you deal with it?
Yeah, I don't. I think it's it's like you you have to trust that you are not without unemployed or without a project.
Mhm.
You just have to trust that someone somewhere will have the need for a software developer. And yeah, in the last 5 to 6 years, it was that way. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
It would be,
But I think the market just has a big dip, and yeah, it's difficult right now.
it would be really great when freelancers were just doing what they do and then they receive some messages into their inbox. Hey, would you like to work with me? Hey, would you like to work with me,
Yeah.
etc. But I feel like it doesn't really work that way, especially now. So I
hmm
wonder, what do you do to make this system work, like from your
hmm
side?
Yeah. So it was that way in 2019. Yeah, we really got 2 to 3 messages or more, I guess more, a week or a day, and you just had to react to them and say, okay, yeah, I'm available, pay me. And I think starting in that situation with my freelancing career was, yeah, not optimal, I think, because you
Mm.
think like it's always the same, it will stay the same, but it didn't. So what I missed to learn was how to make cold outreach on LinkedIn, for example, or make marketing or something like that. The thing is, I think most freelancers think about it as they are just like employed people. They have the same skills.
Mm.
And I think that's the biggest problem on the freelance market right now, because that's not how it should be as a freelancer. You know, you have to provide some kind of extra value, because you need to stand out from this from the normal employee market. It's
Yeah.
at least it's my opinion. So I'm trying to working on that, because just being a senior dev is not a value anymore. Yeah, you have to create a value for yourself. You have to create a personality around it, I guess. Yeah. Um, you have to be a developer, but you have to solve specific problems you know your clients have. And that's taking up a really big part of my time right now, to think about what this could be and where's my position in this market, so I can stand out and get new clients, because then maybe it will work again. And I see that this is the case for many developers and um, self-employed people who
Mm.
have really strong sales and marketing things in place.
Yeah, freelancing is never just being an expert in what you are doing and just doing it. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know, it depends, but it's always running a business. And I guess that everyone
Hmm.
has to remember about this
Yeah.
and be prepared for this, because if you are not prepared, maybe you don't have to be a freelancer. But it's a rhetorical question. So, what is the most time consuming thing you must deal with as a freelancer, except for work itself, except for professional work itself?
Hmm. Yeah, I guess it's the same thing. In my first 4 years, I didn't really spend any time around my business itself.
Mm.
I just was working for my clients, and it was enough. But now I think it's really time consuming to think about who I want to represent to the outside, yeah, as a person,
Mm.
as a brand, as a business, and yeah, that's something that's really time consuming for me, because yeah, of course I'm doing video content, not because I feel like I have to do that, but more like I really like to do that, but it costs time, of course.
Hmm. Yeah, and I feel like it's always better when you are doing what you really like doing, because
Hmm. Yeah.
you are still representing yourselves. You are not representing like professional Norman. You are representing like exactly who you are. And I feel like that's what also helps to stand out. Because I believe that on LinkedIn, for example, there are not that many people who are doing video content. There are not
Hmm.
that many people who doing posts, but still there is much bigger part. But those people who are really talking to you, like it's a huge difference. And I, even though like your videos in German, I know just few words every time I listen to them, but I just like listening to them, like I just read your post using translation because I understand. And you are just having this energy, and I'm like, yeah, I just read a post and I will just listen because I don't really care like what exactly inside, but I just want to fill up like your post, your written post with the energy, and it works. But especially when you can even understand like what is the language, what you are saying, I feel like it's also a huge difference. And I wonder, what is the most nerve-wracking thing you must deal with as a freelancer?
Nerve-wracking is definitely the situation with compliance and contracting stuff, because you know freelancers, uh, they always get described as these firemen, yeah, and firewomen. You have to start ASAP, and we have this problem, and you have to solve it the way we want it, because we exactly know what we do and what we um, what we need. And yeah, that's always how it feels like. But then you get into the process and yeah, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm ready. Let's do this. And then you are 5 weeks until after the first call, until you have maybe another call or you get a contract or something like that. I don't get it. I mean, it's just not. Yeah, that's where I'm getting really emotional right now, because that's something that's happening right now, and I don't think that is a good way to handle external professionals. Yeah, no, what I mean. I think like the whole world is always thinking about freelancers like these numberless, no, these nameless resources, yeah, with the barcode on their backs, and that's really not. I hate that really.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, when you are going to a conference or when you are like watching some kind of a movie or motivational thing, that you have this motivation right till the moment you leave the door. And sometimes it feels like that if you are a freelancer, your clients is motivated right till the moment you end up a video call, or right till the moment you end up a personal meeting if you are meeting in person. And I feel like, I feel like freelancers really have to be better salespeople, because I was working with salespeople. I had a community for
Yeah.
sales experts, and good sales expert will never let you go without the next step or without some kind of a decision. I feel like it's something that freelancers has to also implement, in their like sales journey, in their
Mm,
conversational journey, that every conversation has to be with a clear, definable steps on what will happen next, and kind of like go
mm,
through this situation. But I
yeah.
feel like it's a totally different story. Freelancers have to be sales experts, freelancers have to be marketing experts, networking experts, branding experts, tax experts, and also financial planning experts.
Yeah.
So looks like
I'm
just too much hats to wear.
yeah. Absolutely, yeah. But I would be totally fine with that, because yeah, you can outsource some things. I don't care about tax because I have something. I pay someone to do that for me, and that's the right
Yeah.
thing to do. I care about the things I really like to do, and that's being a software engineer, and I'm more on the um, project owner end or agile end. I think sometimes I'm not a developer who's into the nitty-gritty details of any language or something. And yeah, it's fine for me to do that and to do sales and marketing, because there's a lot to learn what I really like. Yeah. And I really would like to say to a client, hey, that's our next step. That's the right thing to do. But yeah, I don't know if it's especially in Germany, but I feel like it's especially in Germany that you have these processes. You cannot say
Mm.
uh, you cannot do something about it. Yeah, it's just the way big corporations work, and you have to, uh, yeah, basically just be fine with it.
Sounds
And
a lot
I
like
think,
bureaucracy.
yeah, and I think that's not how businesses work. Yeah, it's not like, I don't know, freelancers are self-employed people. We have a business, but um, we are not handled like that. You know, we are handled like external resources, and that's something that doesn't work, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. As a freelancer, do you ever feel professional loneliness?
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
How do you deal with it?
I think I didn't start my LinkedIn channel until I think 6 months ago or something like that. Yeah. And I think that's really helpful, because I just started to write with people who are somehow in the same profession, or at least have something to do with freelancing or these business kind of things. And that's something that helped me to yeah, just talk to people around topics I care about and that stuff. Yeah.
If your friend wanted to become a freelancer, what are top 3 things you'd advise them to consider before doing it?
Don't underestimate what it takes to be a business owner. Because that was one thing I sure did. For me, it was like, okay, I'm a software developer for 5 years, and then I'm a freelance software developer, and nothing changed basically. And that was a big mistake. So you have a business, you have your own risk to take, and you should always handle it like that. Because when you don't, then yeah, basically you have no chance to create a value for your customers. A second is, yeah, it's again business stuff. You know, you have to figure out what is your business value. I don't get it when freelancers say, yes, it's just freelancing. I don't need to create a pitch deck or an elevator pitch, or yeah, freelancing is a business. You need to really figure out, yeah, it's when you try to build a bigger business, you think about it in another way, I guess. Yeah, in another way, like you would with freelancing, because freelancing is just uh, a small version of being an entrepreneur or something like that. But I think it's wrong to think about it like that. And third one, you need to learn to deal with anxiety. That's a real big thing. You need to have enough yeah, strength to go through times where you're really unsure about what's coming next.
I feel like it's a superpower that freelancers have to manage, because otherwise it's always a roller coaster. It's always like feast or
Yeah.
famine. It's always ups and downs. But I feel like it's the same as in a business, as it relates to what you've told before, that consider freelancing as a business, be prepared on a business side. And yeah, get ready for uncertainty, because otherwise, yeah. But the funniest thing is that I feel like nowadays you can't be certain anywhere. So it's still a really good skill to have. And I'm curious, if you were starting freelancing journey today, what is one thing you would have done differently?
Yeah, I definitely would have tried to create a bigger scope. Like I said before, I would have not treated it that like the small version of being a business owner. You really have to prepare for the stuff, and I would have done it. Yeah, because I'm in the process right now. Maybe it's kind of I'm starting freelancing again and all over again, because I'm changing my services and stuff. And yeah, maybe it's how life works. Yeah, you have to do something 5 years, and then you realize, okay, maybe there are some points I could get better or do better,
Yeah.
and then just do it.
You have to constantly develop. Otherwise,
Yeah.
yeah, get better, or yeah, I don't know what I don't know what's the opposite, because it's like only get better for freelancers, because otherwise it doesn't really work that way. And Norman, I really wish every person who is starting freelancing, or those people who are continuing freelancing after working for a long time with one client, would listen to this conversation and really understand what you've said, that freelancing is a business and you have to treat it like that. And hopefully, future freelancers will be a little bit more conscious about this. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing your experience and for having such an open conversation.
Yeah, thank you too.
And thank you so much for listening. If you like the show, hit the like button, 5 stars, and share it with your friend. That's it. We're done. See you in the next episode.